Finding Me. By Viola Davis. Summary and review, animated. Hello and welcome to this video summary and review of Finding Me, a memoir by Viola Davis. Brought to you by Her Reads. Whether you know Viola Davis from the all-time great television show, How to Get Away with Murder, or from movies like The Help and Fences, one thing stands out: her performances are exceptional. Finding Me is a book that trails Davis's journey from being an angry, hurt, and traumatized child to becoming this internationally recognized Emmy and Oscar-winning actress that we now adore. Viola Davis was born on August 11, 1965, in South Carolina, as the fifth of 6 children. Chapter 1, Running, introduces us to her as a spunky, sassy 8-year-old growing up in Central Falls, Rhode Island. This description, though, belonged only in her street because, in school, she was the terrified little girl that would race home every day after school with crazy boys on her heels chanting "Black ugly nigger." This spirit-breaking ritual continued all through 3rd grade until, following her mother's guide, she threatened to stab one of the boys with a crochet pin. Many years after she moved out of Central Falls and became an actress, the memory still haunted her. The healing process had only started at age 53 after a visit to her therapist. In Chapter 2, My World, we meet Davis's parents, Mamama and Matty as she calls them. Being the eldest of 18 children, Mamama had a really difficult time growing up, eventually dropping out of school at 15 due to cruel racist attacks and pregnancy. Her tale of decades of trauma, suppressed secrets and lost dreams are further complicated by her marriage with Matty, who was famous for his belief in spirits, drunken rages, extramarital affairs, and wife battery. As suggested by the title, Central Falls, Chapter 3 describes life in Central Falls, wherein Davis's family lived in a shabby rat-infested apartment and relied to some extent on the charity of a kind storekeeper and welfare checks. What Diane, her eldest sister, had said to her on the first day she joined them in that apartment planted the first seed of reinvention in Davis, challenging her to rise above the poverty her parents wallowed in. Chapter 4 and 5 continues in that miserable apartment ominously called 128, which to 6-year-old Davis stood as the synonym of humiliation. She narrates her experiences of missing school due to lack of heat, gas, or water, having to endure sub-zero temperatures, the embarrassments of witnessing numerous house fires, and her family's epic face-offs with certain neighbors. The next chapter, My Calling, details the exact magical moment Davis knew she would become an actor after watching the iconic dark-skinned Cicely Tyson on her family's barely working TV. Soon after, alongside her sisters, she had her debut winning performance, a win she had considered a temporary asylum from her lack of self-love and profound fear that her father would beat her mother to death one day. The story gets intense in Chapter 7, The Sisterhood, with tales of Davis's bond of sisterhood with her sisters and their attempts at escapism from a reality ridden with poverty, pissed beds, shame, and their father's insane violent outbursts. More devastating still are the accounts of sexual assault by older men, neighbors, and their brother. The chapter climaxes in the chilling experience of the family watching a psychotic man who had been on the loose wrench their cat's neck and lick its blood by dripping it over his face in a ritualistic way, then chase after one of Davis's sisters. Indeed, in Davis's words, it is amazing how much a human body can endure. Davis further describes herself in the next chapter as a whirling dervish of complexity and emotions, desperately seeking attention and validation. It wasn't anything she got in school, as nobody wanted her close because she was black and, well, reeked of urine from bedwetting and not having soap or hot water to wash up. In the next chapter, The Muse, the writer recounts the birth of her last sister, Danielle, and how she had found an escape in loving the little girl and subsequently, the rude awakening that she lacked what it took to protect Danielle. If you are enjoying this video, kindly click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming video animated summaries. In Chapter 10, Starting Block, Viola Davis's life and career begin to take shape when she is forced to encounter a major paradigm shift at age 14 during a summer of drama training in Upward Bound. The life stories of the other children, who had been selected for the program from varying backgrounds, had jolted Davis with the painful realization that everybody had their peculiar hardships. Nonetheless, it was the coach that left the most indelible mark on her heart. His words of advice and affirmations opened, in Davis's mind, a new space where she was beautiful and could reach all her dreams if she strived hard. Chapter 11, Being Seen, dwells a bit on Davis's family being cut off welfare and the ensuing challenges, but more importantly on Viola Davis's first taste of stardom. She gives a shout-out to some of her teachers and counselors who saw beyond her blackness and timidness, believed in her, and gave her the push to contest and get selected for an all-expenses-paid trip to Miami, Florida for a national talent hunt competition. The next chapter courses through the writer's rough transition into Rhode Island College via a federally funded scholarship, her connection with suitemates, her internal struggles to fit in, and eventually, her graduation with a degree in theater in 1988. In the remaining part of her book, Davis chronicles her experience as a working actor. She applied and got accepted into the famed Juilliard, marking the start of her professional journey. Davis refined her craft at the prestigious creative institution, but it was a journey to Africa with legendary choreographer Chuck Davis that allowed her to fully unleash her potential. For the benefit of those who would want to follow in her footsteps, the writer lays out the intricacies of working as an actor, especially one of color. She does not fail to express her dissatisfaction with the Eurocentric approach of most creative industries. Even with an agency, she still faced tons of rejections at the start of her career because of her appearance and skin tone. To add to it, no leading role was reserved for black actors like herself. It was mostly what she called friend to white women roles. However, a leading role on Broadway led to TV and film jobs, culminating in her work in the 2009 film Doubt, which led to her first Oscar nomination. After her second Oscar nomination though, Davis got fed up with the relegation of black actors to background roles and co-founded Juvi Productions. She further shares how liberating her character of Annalise Keating in How to Get Away with Murder had been, and how it altered the paradigm of what black women characters could be. Just as the actress does not spare us the unsavory details of her childhood, she shares her health struggles with alopecia and fibroid tumors. She does not appear to dwell on these negatives because she plunges into some of her life's most memorable events, which include meeting and marrying her husband, Julius Tenen, in 2003. Her joy explodes when she adopts his daughter, Genesis Tenen. Davis also mentioned how her father had died, not an abusive alcoholic, but the family's pillar. Finding Me is, thus, not the typical, often guest-written celebrity life story. It is a catharsis, a tale woven through decades of deep-seated pain and uncertainty into the rise to stardom of one of the finest actors of a generation. This hope-ingrained raw piece of art is highly recommended for anyone struggling to find their feet in this prejudiced world, trying to find closure from age-old wounds, and of course aspiring actors. To wrap it up, Viola Davis's memoir is artistically impressive and makes for a good read anytime. This is only a summary and review video for Finding Me by Viola Davis, produced for fast and easy digestion of the main points from the book. To get the full gist, we recommend you buy the original book using the link in the description. If you enjoyed my video, kindly like and share this video as it will help my channel grow and encourage me to make more interesting videos for you. Also, smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you don't miss our upcoming video summaries of the best books around the world. Thanks for watching.